Hello, beautiful people of Bayelsans, Nigeria. Welcome to Let's Talk Nigeria on Golding 97.5 FM Yenagua. Your trusted platform for conversations that matter to our people and our development. March 22, 2026, we joined the global community in commemorating World Water Day 2026, a day set aside to highlight the importance of fresh water and advocate for the sustainable management of water resources. Now, while water is essential for life, access to clean and safe drinking water remains a major challenge in many parts of the world, including here in Bayelsans State. The 2026 theme highlights the strong link between water access and gender equality. Women and girls are often the most affected by water scarcity, and in many communities, they are responsible for collecting water. Lack of water, safe water and sanitation impacts their health, education, and economic opportunities, and they are frequently underrepresented in the water decision making. This theme emphasizes that equal access to water is equal to progress towards gender inequality. Now, coming down to Bayelsa, despite being a riverine state blessed with abundant water bodies, continues to face serious concerns when it comes to access to potable water. Many communities still rely on untreated sources such as rivers, creeks, and shallow wells, and sources that are often exposed to pollution, oil contamination, and other environmental hazards. This paradox raises an important question. How can a state surrounded by water still struggle with access to clean and safe drinking water? There have been various government interventions, policies, and projects aimed at improving water supply across the state. However, the effectiveness, sustainability, and the reach of these initiatives, remain subjects of public concern. Issues such as infrastructure decay, poor maintenance, funding gaps, and environmental challenges continue to limit progress. So as we reflect on World Water Day, it is important not just to celebrate the value of water, but to critically assess our current realities. How far has Bayelsa State come in ensuring access to potable water for its people? What are the gaps that still need to be addressed? And what practical steps can be taken to guarantee safe water for all? These are the questions we'll be exploring this morning. And joining us to shed light on this critical issue is Engineer Adianimovie Sakwe, a lecturer with the Department of Chemical Engineering at the Federal University of Otuoke. Now, he teaches, conducts research in, and consults on environment, that is land, air, and water, and energy-related areas in the fields of engineering, sciences, and basic medical health, especially in ambient air quality. Thank you so much, Engineer Sakwe, for joining us on the show this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Moy.
Tune with us, listeners, as we reflect, analyze, and discuss practical ways to improve access to safe and potable water in our communities, because this is Let's Talk Nigeria. All right, so let's get the show started now. To begin with, what is the significance of the World Water Day? And why is it important for states like Bayelsa State? And Bayelsa is surrounded by water, as we already said, yet access to potable water is limited. So what explains this paradox?
All right, thank you very much. Water Day is celebrated every 22nd of March annually. And this is the 33rd year. From 1993, the world has been celebrating water. Now, why? The United Nations came up to see that water is part of what is freely given to us by God, air and land. But they find out that water is everywhere, whether salty or fresh water, but it is not easily accessible. It's not easily available. Even the ones that is available is not usable. Rather, or we can say it's not potable. So with this, the United Nations campaign is that water should be made available by 2030 to all. And you can see that today is 2026, 4 years down the line, and we still have over 2.1 billion people that does not have access to usable and safe drinking water, let alone. So for that reason, we as a body of the Environmental Engineers Academy Research Group came up to join voice with the public, joining United Nations to remind the government of the day. Because, for instance, Nigeria is a registered member state with the United Nations, and they are part of this. We just have 4 years down the line to meet up this fact that water should be made available to all. But here we are. Look at Bayelsa State. Here we are. From when Bayelsa State was created, this is 30 years down the line. And I want to believe that till date, no single water, after the first tenure of our late DSP Alamisa blessed memory, that made the pipe-borne water flowing in the town for some part alone. That's here we're just talking of Yenegua. Yenegua is making up 30 autonomous communities of the Epiatisa. We've not even looked at other parts of Yenegua local government. Now, just the 30 communities that is majorly hosting this state does not even have a drinkable water. Go to Okaka Estate, where the Ministry of Water Utility is now presently. I don't think one person in that community has a tap of water that is flowing in their household. So there is a problem, that is water crisis. And so to this end, we look at the other aspect of it, that why we are really here, why we are joining voice with the public, and we are also joining voice with the United Nations, with the SDG goals of SDG 6 and that of SDG 3. That's for good health and water for all. And that is why we are here. And one of our goals as the Environmental Engineers Academy Research Group is that we look at our major goal. We partner with SDG 3 and that of 5, that water has to be available for good health. And then we look at it with the theme for this year: water and gender equality, water sanitation, accessible water, and gender equality. Now, generally, it has been found out that, especially in Africa and some part in Asia and some part of the world, are the one that is really affected with this unsafe water, even though water is really or readily available that we can see with our eyes. So it took the female to lose out their work hours. Most of them faces violence and insecurity, and it has been found that through research that female alone spend about 40 billion hours in collecting waters. And then most of them move or walk 4 to 6 kilometers minimum to get water. Now, for instance, in Nigeria now we have crisis of herders and farmers, but there are some other parts in Africa that they are really facing herder and water and farmers problem with respect to water, not even the farmland. This time around, you see their herders is struggling to get their cows to drink, while humans are also struggling to get water to drink. So Africa is really in a problem. And down to Bayelsa is still the same. We can say in our communities, everybody's like we are on our own personal government. There is no water that is flowing in one single household. And to wrap it up for the first, now let's say the global slogan for water says that where water flows, equality grows. Is it obtainable? Is it obtainable? Why are we facing this? Now, let me to add, for instance, water helps our body system. Juice is quite different from water. Beverages is quite different from water. Wine is quite different from water. We take our teas is quite different from water, even though you might use a good water. It's very different. The whole of our body needs water. Our brain, our lungs, our kidney, our nerves, and every part of the body needs water. And that is why we need safe drinking water. Now, look at the other part of it. Bayelsa is not supposed to be a place that we should lack water. If you go to the hospital today, I want to tell you, apart from the common diarrhea, cholera, and that is often known of waterborne diseases, if you go to the hospital and trace it very well, there are a lot of sick persons that are lying down there because of what? The quality of water they take. Because of the water they take. For instance, let me use myself as an example. I do have borehole, and because in my field of study, I treat my water very well. Sometimes I boil and we drink. Now, when there was a light problem, sometimes I'm out of water. What do? I also go and fetch and then also use. And then my family started using that mixing. And now, I suddenly last year, I called my wife. I said, there's something that is wrong here. I'm finding out that almost every week we are spending money in treating malaria. And I'm finding out that because we've been used to the water that we feel that ours is good and also using other one. And so I said, okay, no matter what, we have to stop anything about using any other water, whether our own or not. Let's just go with the chassis water that is available. And I want to tell you, from when I took that decision last year to today, I will tell you that I've saved a lot of money. I'll tell you that my family does not go that normal routes and maybe every month in treating or taking anti-malaria to sustain. So what am I saying here? If you go to the hospital today, I want to tell you, apart from the common diarrhea or cholera that is known, there are a lot of sick persons that are lying down in the hospital bed due to pipeline water to flow. But here you see the state, we are creating road, yes, fine, to different communities, no problem. But where is our water line? Thank God for NDDC today.
So there's no plan at all.
There's no plan at all. I'm listening, for example, with all due respect to the Commissioner of Works, I've listened to him even on this radio, talking about the good works he's doing. But there is no plan about water. In all the roads, let them show us one place that a pipeline line is following that road.
Okay.
So even if the development is going, people are building houses, they tend to provide the water for them own selves.
For themselves.
So they're interested, like, okay, fine, the government is really interested in fixing the roads, but they're not accompanying it with this basic amenity.
At all.
Are you sure we're going to meet up this target, the 2030 target? Because we have 4 years left now.
4 years left within, like I mentioned, 30 communities in Yenegua, part of Yenegua local government, that is housing Bayelsa State as a capital. Even the Okakabuya, there is water. Ministry of Water Utility does not have a single water flowing in a single household. And here we are 4 years down the line.
So that means achieving that...
I don't think we can achieve in 1%.
But the governor said this year that water will be, attention will be given to water, to providing water.
If he says so, fine. But if you look at even in his government from the first turn, how many commissioners of
two and 0912 1975. You can send messages to the WhatsApp number 0912 1975 as we commemorate and reflect on the World Water Day that was marked yesterday, and we're looking at the way forward for Bayelsa. Hello, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm calling from Sobabia. My name is Owe.
Oh, welcome.
You see, my brother, this issue of water supply, maybe the 2030 just around the 4 years to come, 2030, it will not be feasible. Because we don't care. Even the public, the masses, they don't care. This government. You see where people directly suffering the masses. When you have maybe commissioner comes to some one occasion, they will be hailing that person. Throw some money for them, they just capturing that money, pursuing that money, they don't care. I'm going to give an example, like a Sherry in Lagos State. There's a stream in Sherry. Lagos State government have to take water from that stream and treat it and supply. What is done from Bayelsa, we have the fresh water in the river flowing. That is the best water. Why can't the state government get water from our river, pump it to somewhere and treat it and supply easily? Instead, we are thinking of going to inside the ground. So you see, my brother, a lot of things you're supposed to. It's not by even the women coming to even do different. When someone starts to say whether I'm a commissioner should not, or why should commissioner? Somebody appointed the commissioner water resources. Then you go and expose your
principal.
It's not possible, right? All right. Thank you, Way. Thank you. Let's give others a chance. All right. Thank you very much, Way, for your call.
You think of better things to be quicker.
All right then. Thank you, Way. We appreciate you. Hello. Good morning. Oh, we lost that now. How can a state surrounded by water still struggle with access to clean and safe drinking water? Is a very, very salient question. Hello, we lost that again. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Golden FM.
Good morning.
Yes, I remain my humble self, Ipela Yerba. I'm calling from Banatoro.
Bella Yoruba, welcome.
Yes, talking about World Water Day and how Bayelsans can be self-sustainable in water resources. My brother, it's a long thing. The 2030 deadline can never be achieved with what we are seeing on ground.
Yep.
And the truth of the matter is that Paul Basa, you have said it all. It is everything that you said, both the lack of political will, both unempathetic leaders, and both a systemic failure. Everything is involved because, my brother, even the ones that were provided in those days for us, the few water projects and your communities, go and look at them, no maintenance culture, so they are broke down. I am a water person. I deal on water. I'm a water vendor. I deal on water. I know, in fact, I'm very vast in water.
Yeah, he's an ordeal yesterday.
Yeah. And you can also imagine how much we spend on money on a daily basis. You see, they are systematically chamfering the minimum wage they give to us. You see, the cost of the matter is this. I think on this note, we have to invite the intervention agencies.
Thank you very much, Collins. That will be the last call for the show. Engineer Dianimovier Sakwe. Thank you so much. But what are going to be a parting shots, as we round up the program today?
All right, thank you, Moya and Paul Basa. First and foremost, I want to thank my resource person, who happens to be the leader of our group, the person of Dr. Jahala Ogonoloa, who's presently in Ogun State, preparing for the burial of her father, who died at 93. So I want to say and then my facilitator from your studio, Cynthia Okolobi. Okay, to be precise. And parting shot finally, I'm begging the government. There is budgetary every month. Every year, annually, budgetary. But yet we are not seeing this water. Is it that they just announced the budget? The commissioner will come and defend the budget. The ministry will come and defend the budget. And then we didn't see the money. Please, water everywhere, but no water to drink. One of my lecturer gave us as an assignment in my master's degree in the UK. And I started, falling back home. Water is around me, but no water to drink. So my parting shot is that we are begging the government, please make the water available. 4 years from now is 2030. Nigeria is a registered member state with the United Nations with the SDG goals of 3 and 5. Let water be available.
Let water be everywhere. Thank you so much, Engineer Sakwe, for coming. Hopefully, next time we'll have you on the show again. I'm Moya Stebbing.
And I am Paul Oblumugbasa.
Please stay tuned for the news of the 10. Water no get enemy anyway.